Shaya. This channel is basically my space to share what I'm learning and figuring out in life. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe for all the videos that I post. So I'm basically in my room right now. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning and I was about to sleep, but I was just thinking about something that I've been doing since childhood, which is being super available for everyone, which reminded me of an incident. So when I was in school, like from first grade till sixth grade, I used to hang out with a group of girls who would, like, they were the mean girls of school, right? And all the people who know me now, they think that I would have, played that role in school. But actually, back in that time, I was a very shy kid. I was a very shy, studious kid, so no, I wasn't really playing that role. But I definitely used to hang out with those girls. So, like you've seen in the movies, there's always one clown in the group whom people take for granted because they're like super available for them all the time. Yes, I was that for so long. And the way it affected me when I grew up, even in high school, it was just crazy. So, and if you can relate to it, please keep watching. So, these girls used to bully me, corner me, try to ostracize me. They would do everything to make sure that I don't feel included in the group. I would constantly do everything possible for their validation because obviously I was a kid and I wanted my friends to love me as much as I loved them, but they didn't really understood that. And when I was a child, even then I really wanted my friends to have that sort of like emotional connection with me, but we were kids and not all kids are the same, but these bitches were like crazy, trust me, because ostracizing someone just for being too available for them, like they knew I was going to be there for them no matter what. So they used to like play these tricks and games, make fun of me, smart shame me because I was like the bright kid of the class. I was the class monitor and everything. So they used to do all that shit. And I used to keep wondering why this happens with me. Why can't they just include me just like the other members of the group? Why am I always left out? Why am I always the last option for them? I need to tell you something that took me a really long time to understand. You don't lose people's respect in one big dramatic moment. It happens slowly. And most of the times you won't even realize it's happening. And one of the biggest reasons I personally think this happens is because you're too available for them. Like you need to stop doing that. Seriously, like it's not even funny at this point. You're so available for these people. They don't care about you. You know that, and I know that. But you're still like, but you know what? They're my friends. Yes, exactly. I mean, if you have the brains to understand this, okay, these are my friends, why can't they do the same thing? Like, why can't they just feel the same way for you? Why is it that you're always the one who has to understand everything and manage everything? They can do the same for you, but they never do that. And whenever you're hanging out with such people, trust me, they will never, ever change. They will always take you for granted because, and the moment you stop doing that, they're gonna keep you in their bad books. It's not that they're gonna understand and realize their problems because I'm telling you, these people are so full of themselves. They're like, oh my god, she isn't anything. Why is she taking stand for herself? They would start thinking like that. But all of that is so unnecessary. So this is something nobody really talks about properly. Growing up, we're basically taught that being good means being available for everyone, right? Like you reply fast, you help when someone needs you, you adjust your schedule, you show up. And honestly, because you've been told that since your childhood, all of this feels very right. You're like, yeah, okay, that's what we're supposed to do. But then you see other people not behaving or doing the same things, right? And it kind of feels like, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm doing everything right, but why am I not getting the same energy back? It feels, although, like, being available for people, it feels kind, it feels very responsible, it feels like you're doing relationships, in the correct way. But then at some point, something changes. Like, people still talk to you, they still call you, they still need you, but in a different way. They treat you like very differently. It feels very different. And you can't really explain what has changed. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, here's the uncomfortable part. Okay, so people do not value what feels guaranteed. And I know you would say that, what are you talking about? This is just human psychology. Anything that is easily available to us, we don't really prioritize it and we feel like it's not that important. It just happens, okay? It doesn't mean that people are bad, or it doesn't mean that they're trying to hurt you. It's just that how our brain works. We value what feels limited. We value what we might lose. We value what isn't always available for us. And whenever something feels constantly available, the brain slowly stops treating it as special, like as a priority. I'm going to give you some examples. So, when you reply instantly every time, when you always say yes, when you keep adjusting your plans, you think you're saying, I care about you. But what people feel subconsciously is, her time is flexible. And once you look flexible, your importance slowly starts looking flexible too. You know what I'm trying to say? And this happens without anyone saying it out loud. This part is very subtle. First, people appreciate you, then they get used to you, then they assume you. And there's a huge difference between appreciation and assumption. Like, thank you for being there slowly turns into, I knew you'd be there. That one sentence explains everything. People value what they have to make effort for. We wait for things we care about, we plan for things we care about, but if someone never has to plan to see you, never has to wait to talk to you, never has to adjust for you, your presence becomes convenient. And convenient things are useful, but they are rarely respected. So if you get it, you get it. No one wakes up and decides to take you for granted, okay? It happens slowly. Appreciation slowly becomes expectation, and then it becomes a habit. And habits become invisible until one day you realize you feel drained and don't know why. The solution is not becoming rude. The solution is not disappearing. The solution is becoming less instantly available. Reply later sometimes. Stop saying yes immediately. Stop explaining your time. Let people wait a little for you. Let people plan to see you. Let people miss your presence. Because absence doesn't ruin real relationships, it actually restores balance. You don't need to chase respect. You just need to stop giving unlimited access to yourself. And that changes everything. The reason that I made this video is very simple. I do not want you to hate these people. What I'm really trying to do is to make you understand that these people do not value you. Okay, you need to establish that. And you may say that, what if they don't care? What if I stop being available for them and then they just ghost me? Well, that can happen, okay? I'm not gonna give you fake fantasies that they will magically realize their mistakes and, you know, act accordingly. That's not gonna happen in most of the cases. You will have to move on with your life. You will have to move on from that friend circle. That's what I did. I was so invested in that friend circle for like 6 years. And as a child, when you're friends with someone, that thing keeps going on for years. Okay. I was in that same school for 14 years. And trust me, the next, like the half of the school period, never spoke to any of these people ever. Like, imagine going to school, seeing the same bunch of people every single day, never spoke to them. Did I felt like I missed out on anything? Hell nah. I met amazing friends. The moment I moved out of that toxic friend circle, I met people to replace them, and trust me, they were much better than all these people. And I know for most of you, these people might not be your friends, they might be your family members, and of course, you cannot change your family members, you cannot replace them. But as I said it, boundaries are very important. If you don't keep any boundaries with your parents or anyone for that matter, this is gonna happen. And trust me, family members, they usually react to these things much better than your friends. It's so important for people to realize all the mistakes they're doing just for the sake of keeping their friendships. And yes, all of these people, they're not existent anymore in my life. But what I'm trying to say is, why would you be doing things for people who do not do the same things for you, who do not even make you feel 10% of how good you make them feel? That's my question. Bye and take care.